Yeah,
Like, you read out that headline.
Should sex education be taught to 4-year-olds?
No.
Okay, do you want to explain where this idea came from?
Basically, I was watching Breakfast Club and I've forgotten her name.
Karen, was it Karen's? No, it wasn't Karen something. That's the wrong person.
I should go and find her name.
Does it matter? No, yeah,
they
because
might
people would want to,
yeah. Guys, you might want to go and watch it. But while I find her name, I'll basically go into what she was basically saying. I think she was like a sex therapist or something. And what she was basically saying was that she thinks sex education should be taught from kindergarten all the way up rather than starting later. And obviously kindergarten, her name is Michelle Hope. She's a sexologist. I said sex therapist. So,
where does it start now? Like, when does sex education start now?
The last thing I heard was year 4, I think. I got taught sex education from year 6, and I heard one of my family members tried to teach it from year 4, and my family member's parent told them no, innit, don't want them in that class, because they asked parents first, will it be okay for us to teach this to your children and all of that, blah blah.
But she wasn't talking about full blown sex education, or? No,
basically what she was trying to say was from the young age of kindergarten, which I think is reception, which is the age of 4 or 5, that they should be taught like what their penis is and what their vagina is, know that the proper words for them rather than the other words that we, because you know what, those young ages we'd probably call it some next bullshit. I don't even think I knew I didn't know what a vag was at reception. Did you?
Yeah,
I didn't know. I remember
I knew stuff very, very early.
The first time I ever saw a vagina was when I was in play center. I think it was a bit older, and I was baffed, fam, because it was this little girl. She was special needs. She started taking off her clothes, going crazy.
Madness.
And then I was confused. I was like to my mom, like, "Where's her pee-pee, innit?" Like,
okay.
I think I called it pee-pee or willy. Yeah, I used to call it willy. I was like, "Where's her willy?" or something. And then or it was my brother. They said something like, "She don't have one," and I was just like, I thought mine was gonna fall off or something. Like, you worry about these things as a kid, like you're confused, innit? But anyway, what she was basically, anyway, from that age, she wants them to learn that and learn that this is where a man or an older person's not supposed to touch you. No one's supposed to touch you. This is like your private part, innit? That's what they want to teach kids from that age, and basically build it up from that age. Keep it as a safety thing, obviously, and then I don't know what age they want to get it full blown into sex. And that.
What do you think kids shouldn't know this?
I think it's early. Like, I understand where they're coming from, but I just feel like
if they don't know this,
they might home, fam.
You think kids are doing that? You think parents are doing that?
No.
Exactly.
So I think it should be up to the parents for when their child is. I think they should definitely holler the parents first, right? If it's a 4-year-old, they can't just throw on that lesson out of nowhere after
Probably
maths.
not. But
they must be able. They must have to holler the parents.
As a parent, wouldn't you be cool with your child having?
If
that
I got
lesson?
that letter or that phone call saying that my 4-year-old child, boy or girl, is going to get taught sex education,
but they're telling them exactly what it's a safety
I'll be
thing.
Like,
it's not just about.
I'll be like, no, I prefer to do that at home.
And then you do it.
Yeah.
But there's probably.
But I would have probably taught them that from early anyway. Especially your daughter.
Would you think about that?
No, I wouldn't actually.
Exactly. It's not really something you want. You don't even want to put that sort of idea in your daughter's mind. You want to protect them from stuff.
Yeah, so then why am I letting the school do it then?
Because common sense prevails, yeah? People need to be taught this stuff. The children need to know that you can't let people touch you and whatnot.
I agree they need to know that.
Otherwise, they're going to be confused and there's going to be many more like molestation victims and whatnot, or survivors.
I agree with that point, but... Because I feel like it should be at home.
I knew about like sex and stuff for a very young age. I don't remember how I learned, but I just knew. I had the keys. But like I knew like boys and girls had different parts and all this sort of shit, and like relationships and boyfriend and girlfriend and that sort of shit. So I was never confused, and there was never any guy that tried to like touch me up or whatever.
No guy tried to touch me.
But if that was to happen, I'd know that's not cool. Like I wouldn't let no guy touch me up. But there's probably many kids that have no idea about that, and if a guy was to like say, this is what we're supposed to do, they'd probably believe it, and then like years later they'd realize that was bad, and then they'd be like super upset about it and then have all depression and whatnot, and it would super affect them in their life. And I think this is a great prevention method. Why would you deny this from the children? The children need our help.
Yeah.
Save the children.
I agree. I definitely hear where you're coming from, that like children do need to be taught these things to prevent any madness happening. But I don't know, just me personally, I wouldn't be comfortable with it happening in school or something.
Why?
I prefer just to be teaching them by myself. And then...
Why do you think they're going to do a bad job?
Yeah, and well, maybe not. But I wouldn't want to take the risk. I'd prefer just to do it myself.
But you probably wouldn't do it yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know that though.
Myself, but you probably don't know how to do it, or you'd be like, it might be awkward or whatnot, and then you wouldn't want to do it, and then you put it off, and then you don't do it, and then your child doesn't know this shit.
I don't have any kids in it, so I don't know how I'd do it. Like I don't have any kids, so I wouldn't know how to do it.
But then let's just think about all the parents that are out there, and all the people who don't have common sense, and all the fucking dumbasses and whatnot. Yeah, shouldn't their children be protected?
Man said all the dumb. Yeah,
exactly. And how can you rely on people to protect their children? Like, you can't rely on everyone to have common sense and teach your child to like that this is bad and whatnot. Like, I didn't even have this in my mind beforehand, but I haven't got the thought about having children in my mind at all. But so yeah, it's like, how do you know that people are knowing that they should be doing that? They probably want to protect their children from any sort of information that would like distort their worldview, because they want their children to, you know, be protected and whatnot. I'm assuming, because that's what parenthood seems like to me. Yeah. As an onlooker, since I don't have any kids, no BMs.
Yeah, I hear you. I agree. I hear you. I don't know. It's just the thought of 4-year-olds like myself in reception getting taught that I probably not even fully understand what's going on. I'd probably forget about it as well. It just seems weird, fam.
But it should be done. Whether you're going to forget about it or not, someone's going to remember it. And then when the situation comes up, you'll probably remember back to what they taught you in school.
But you know what? My fear is that I feel like a lot of this just promotes sex.
How does telling them that this is your penis and you shouldn't let anyone touch it promote sex? How?
Because they're ignorant to it. Like... But they'll be ignorant to sex. Like, let's say there's kids.
And that ignorance is what can get you molested. They need to know something. Like, ignorance is not bliss, because when you're thrown in a situation that you're ignorant to, you'll make terrible decisions, and then you'll pay for those decisions. That is why ignorance can cost you. That's why
it could flip.
That is why knowledge is power, because if you know more than your enemy, you are going to win the battle, because you know more about the terrain and whatnot. You know what's going to happen. Your enemy's going in there, he doesn't know shit. Everything's going to fuck up, and you're going to win because you know what not to do and what to do. Like, if the children don't know what to do, we're gonna have loads more victims. I think this will probably prevent sexual molestation, and that is a good thing. It might
increase like underage pregnancies.
How? What, you think 4-year-olds are gonna start having sex because someone told them not to let anyone touch their vagina or whatever? How is that gonna make them feel? You know, someone told me not to do that, I'm gonna do that.
Did you hear what you just said?
Well, some people do act like that.
Fam, that's the typical thing that kids do. When you tell them not to touch something, not to put your hand on that thing, it's going to burn you, they're going to go and put their hand on it until they feel it, and then they learn, oh shit, I shouldn't do that.
So you're thinking if someone tells them not to do it, they're all just going to be like, you know, let's try it out.
I'm saying it might backfire. Like, there's so many different angles you can look at this from. You can look at this from it's preventing that, but you got to look at it might increase this, you get me?
Maybe.
Like, because there could be I don't know how many children that would have never got molested and didn't know about sex at a certain age, and then never fell into the trap of having kids early, innit? But then if they get taught this, and then it prevents them from molestation. What age
do you think they're going to be having kids at, fam?
Well, no, you can only have kids after puberty. Anyway.
Exactly. So what the fuck are you talking about? You think there's going to be 4-year-olds with kids?
No, that's impossible. But like,
imagine that.
It's going to be as soon as they hit puberty, they're going to just be like craving it more.
Why?
Just because they know about it.
So when you hit puberty, you was craving it.
Yeah, but if I never knew about it, I would have been cool.
But what? So you want them to be Amish? No, Amish probably know about sex and stuff. But it's like that kind of vibe. You want to put them in a bubble away from the rest of the world and be like, sex doesn't exist, and then they'll discover it on their own when they're like
of age.
Hopefully, if some creepy old guy doesn't teach them about it when they're 5.
When they're 18. That's how I would like the world to be.
But that's not the real world. You're living in a fairy world. Living in a fairy tale, fam. That's not the way the world works. Like, at all. You can sit there and have hopeful thoughts as much as you want, but that's not the real world. You need to live in the real world and accept it for what it is and try to improve it instead of being like, I'm not going to do anything. I don't think that should be done at all. That should just stay exactly how it is, and we can just hope that everything...
It's just going to make it worse, fam.
I doubt it. I think knowledge is better than ignorance in every situation, because then they have the knowledge, and some of them will be dumb.
It should be just taught the Bible, fam. Like, if they just get
so
that,
you're just gonna teach ignorance. If they
get that drilled in them, if they get that drilled in them,
that's terrible.
From a young age.
Because then they'll what happened with all them priests fucking molesting little boys? Didn't they have the Bible drilled in them? Like, what? How is that preventing anything? That doesn't prevent anything. For them, man. That doesn't prevent anything at all.
I can't speak
then
for
that
them.
shows you that the process that you're talking about doesn't work. And then you have like Catholic girls doing anal because they don't want to, have vaginal sex.
That's what Muslim girls do as well, They do.
Shout out to you.
They're idiots. It's all sin. Like they're all like.
Shout out to you, man.
They're just like.
Don't rain on their parade. Shout out to you, man. If you really want to have sex, but you want to be a virgin, and you want to do anal to enjoy yourself, feel free. Like, don't let Michael persuade you out of doing that. Like,
no, I'm not persuading him out of it.
Don't let his thoughts...
If you want to do it, then do it. But I'm just saying,
don't
go around thinking that you're still a saint.
If you feel that anal keeps you being saintly, then
no,
that's your religion.
No, just be real about it. Just say you want to take it up the arse. Just be real. You're not a saint. You're not here trying to save the virginity. If you're going to take up the bomb as well, you might as well take up the vag as well.
Why? They just want to keep the hymen intact and whatnot. So they're still a virgin, so they can get married.
Their arse hymen.
A lot of those religions, like when you get married, you're supposed to be a virgin, isn't it? So they have sex in the arse. So like when they get married,
girls that'll have sex in the arse when they get married.
No, but then when they get married, their husband thinks they're a virgin.
That's bullshit, fam.
And then they just put it in their closet and never tell their husband. And maybe have anal down the line, and then the husband's super happy because he's getting anal and whatnot. Like who cares, man?
The marriage is born on a lie.
It shouldn't be born on fucking religion in the first place. The religion is born on a lie.
Let's just thinking of getting onto that topic.
Yo, thanks for listening, guys. If you want to check out the full podcast, you can click on the SoundCloud link in the description, or you can search for Jay Cartere or talk about it in the podcast section of the iTunes store, and you can find us there. Don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe. It really helps us out, and we'll see you next time.
It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long. So all this warmth I share with you.